That's it. The fucking title. Because there is a twist. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil what the twist is. Yet. Alright, is it time? Should we go ahead and do it? Should we wait for more people to show up in the stream? What? The 1 and 5. I just gotta get some more oops all 6s. Also, I am... Oh. Jeez, game. Relax. It's so hard to hear myself over this sometimes. Alright, I will say, whenever I do the challenge, I'm probably going to be silent the whole time. Or like most of the time, or else I'll just like talk to myself about it, so I won't be able to read chat very much. So, y'all are just going to have to kind of watch whenever I do it. But with that being said, I guess we can just go ahead and get started. I think 23 people should be enough, question mark. Alright. What deck and sleeve? Ghost deck with plasma sleeve. It's my favorite go-to. Alright, so who here has, like, actually seen the final challenge? And, like, knows how it works? You saw it? Y'all... Okay. So y'all already know how it works. Alright, cool. I think y'all get it. By the way, this is gonna be a short stream. I'm just gonna, like, hopefully try and beat the challenge. And then, you know, end the stream, because I don't have anything else planned for today. Yeah, I've yet to see it, but I'm not too worried. Alright. Yeah, it's just gonna be a short stream, because I kind of want to just try this out. Figured I might as well stream it. I think we should just be Pepino just because he's consistent. I'm definitely gonna need to be Pepino for this. Alright. Like I said, I'm probably gonna be silent the whole time. How do you upgrade how many taunts you have? You need to go back to your Destatiface and go back to the top. Yeah, we need to lock in. Alright. So, as soon as I load into it, y'all are probably going to be able to see what's happening. Y'all see what's going on. So, are we ready? No? Okay. Alright, I'll go back. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna... Ooh, alright, let's see if I can do this. Let me turn it up just a bit. Alright, there we go. So, his speed is always going to be at least 2.5, which is the danger zone. And I have double the parries to get through this. And yes, I did lower the volume of the alarm because I knew that was going to be really annoying. I can still ult the taunt though, the temporary reset it, but the instant it goes back to 1, it's gonna go it's gonna reset to 2.5. Oh yeah, and good luck trying to grab him too, because like the instant you grab him, it's just like, yep, nothing. Yeah, hold on, let me turn it up more. Yeah, it's always gonna be a P rank. Will I ever make a good roguelike? I don't know, will you ever make a good roguelike? Hey Game Master, how you doing? Lingering will attack patterns? Two speed demons face off in an ultimate battle. It's kind of how I feel like that's what's going on right now. Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me that the backgrounds are unfinished. Yada yada yada. Something unfinished. Yeah, keep an eye on that speedometer, by the way. When I get really fast, like, the way it just turns fully red is insane to me. Get in the hole. Yeah, I didn't know how many parries I needed, so I just kind of gave myself double. Just to kind of see how that would fare. God damn it, I need to do the hot dog, hold on. There we go. Get out of my way. problem. There we go. The siren's still in the background. Well, that was fun. The twist was Pizzaface's speed normally is minimized at, like, his default speed is 1, but I multiplied his base speed by 2.5. So he was over twice as fast the entire time. And he speeds up when you do too, so. So yeah, he was over twice as fast the entire time. Yeah, I made it even harder, yeah. And I still beat it. I mean, I did get myself double the parries, because I didn't know how many would be necessary. But good to know, you only needed like an extra 150. That's pretty good. Anyway, so for those who are wondering where you get the extra parries, I'll go ahead and show you. So here, let me show you where y'all get the extra parries. Oh yeah, don't mind that 113%. Okay, so for those who are wondering where you get the extra parries, whenever you go to his domain for the first time and probably inevitably fail, if you go back all the way to the top here, you'll unlock these upgrades and they'll show up. And they each give you some more parries against that pizza face. And it goes up to 250 at max. Also, whenever you do finally beat his domain, you get 4 new upgrades here. Remember this? Remember these 4? Or remember this path was a little blocked? I don't want to play this on level 1 critical mode. Alright, well y'all already aware there are spoilers. So, whenever you do beat his domain, you unlock these 4 upgrades right here on the path I'm standing on. The means to an end gives you complete immunity to damage. Costs 1,000,000 remnants. That's the most expensive one in the game. This is your main reward for, yeah, so this is your main reward for beating the mod. And then allows usage to F5 console, just like debug mode and stuff. And then, as you can see here, the Astral, it's not implemented yet. What's to the left? Nothing. There's nothing here. So this actual area was supposed to be meant for New Game Plus upgrades. This is where the New Game Plus upgrades would be held. Anyway, there's actually one Easter egg I want to show y'all that you actually can't see in No Promises because you can't use the console in a way I'm going to do it. There is an Easter egg I want to show you. I think it's a fitting way to end the stream. Alright. So y'all know Pogo, right? She's rude. And then, when you change your character, right, you can, you know, have custom dialogue. Right? However... And developer builds, there's actually a secret upgrade you can toggle. And if for some reason, somehow, you did unlock Vigilante, and you talk to Bogo here. Oh! Hi, Mr. Vigilante! You're not supposed to be here. So yeah, and that's what so yeah, that's what happens. Alright, well, I think that was, I know it was a short stream, but I just wanted to test that mechanic out, just to kind of see what it would look like. But yeah, just a just a short way to end this stream. But thank you guys for coming in. And you have any questions? Y'all have any questions for me before I head off? Yeah, it's like the anti-piracy screen you see on YouTube all the time. I'll take any questions right now if y'all have any. New Game Plus was meant to be like a DLC to No Promises under the main release. That was going to be a more challenging version of the main campaign, including stronger enemies, new upgrades, an HP mechanic, and some other stuff. And that little area in Destati was supposed to be where the upgrades would have been. Will there be more patches? I don't know. Any other Easter eggs? That'll be for you to find out. There's plenty of Easter eggs in the mod. Can you send to his domain playlist? Yeah, I'll send it to you later. What will you show us tomorrow? What do you mean? I don't have anything planned for tomorrow. If there's ever any plans on updating No Promises, more patches, you should have a secret room somewhere in the Destati. Ooh, that's a good idea. Oh, would have been in the New Game Plus branch. Downgrades, actually. Some optional downgrades that, when toggled, like impaired your moveset or some way, but you would get a multiplier at the end of the rank screen. And then some other New Game Plus upgrades that are actually upgrades. What if that screen replaced Peppino with Pogo? I could ask Goatsters to do that, that'd be funny, but it's a very weird Easter egg. Just a question for general grinding. Are death mode runs more efficient than remnants than normal? It's up to your strategy. Death mode does give you 3.5 times multiplier, which is one of the highest in the games. What's the best upgrade to buy in the start? Home Sweet Home. It's the cheapest upgrade and it gives you everything. It gives you Mach Run, Super Jump, Taunting, gives you everything, and it's only one remnant. I'd say it's the best one. But best upgrade to buy in the start, I'd probably just focus on max speed. Honestly, just being able to get through the game faster is really nice. I mean the question mark video on your channel. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see it. Where's Tana? He's in floor 3. Is Peppino having no upgrades basically crit level 1 early? Yeah, you can consider it that. I did consider people playing low percent in the mod. So it is possible to get through the entire game, I think. I haven't tested it myself, but one of my playtesters did, and he said it's mainly okay. But like, you can get through the entire game just by buying all the floor upgrades and Cavendish, because Cavendish is funny. It's possible to edit the game files to add Metallica songs, yeah. What happened to the Tower True to Study room? I can't tell you. Because that was supposed to be a secret. Let's see. I can't, like, read all these questions and keep the chat on one place at the same time. I didn't know promises for how long does people watch the sun finally rise? About a minute? And then he goes home or something. It's up to your interpretation. What's the lore reason of the tower still being there after you beat the final challenge? Like in Scoutdigo, even if you beat the Crumbling Tower Pizza, the tower's still there, so... in a sense, I guess you can consider the tower immortal in some way. Can you give a promise that no promises will release? Can't promise that. No promises, sorry. What's your favorite Chapter 3 and 4 song? It's a good question. I haven't actually thought about that yet. I'll have to find a favorite song for me. Went too fast and I didn't get to start my bullet. Sorry, man. Are the lap 3 pizza cardboard cutouts meant to be moving really slowly? Yes. It's an elite. It's an elite pizza. It just moves slowly during the elite form. It's really funny. Favorite song from Scoutdigo, No Promises. The pause theme, 100%. It's my favorite. The main pause theme, I should say, not the 10% chance one. The main pause theme is my favorite. What's the song from the main menu called? It sounds really good. Oh, it is Dearly Departed. Look up Kingdom Hearts Dearly Departed on YouTube. You'll find it. Yeah, so there is a 10% chance the pause theme will change every time you leave a level. or every time you enter a level, something like that. Technically, it's a fun value, but yeah, it's a 10% chance in essence. Has there ever been a prototype? No, just the playtester builds, basically. Favorite Kingdom Hearts song and game? I would say Vector to the Heavens is my favorite, and favorite game, I would say, is Kingdom Hearts 1. Is there players with all the No Promises songs? Not currently, sorry. Are you ever going to release the mod soundtrack anywhere? We'll see. Maybe. Will you still do those streams where you play No Promises? They were chill. Yeah, I'll still play. I'll still play No Promises every now and then. On stream. Is there any concept art for No Promises? Yes, we have a lot of concept art actually, and at another time I could show y'all some concept art. I can get like a little slideshow. That's a good idea for a stream actually. Just kind of go over some concept art. That'd be really cool. If NP was never leaked, what stuff would be added? Basically just a whole bunch of polishing. We would have added. Let's see. I actually have a to-do. I have like a master to-do list we posted somewhere. I can give y'all an idea of what we're doing here. Clean up the abridged key hunt. There was, the Westcraft NPC and the broom closet. Yeah, that would actually give you your stats depending on your run. So like time spent on this run, amount of times reset. The movie room would have had an actual movie system and not just the text that appears, but that ended up having to be changed really soon, or like due to the leak, it ended up having to be changed. We didn't have time to do a movie. Let's see here. There would have been a score compression at high score, so instead of being like 2 million followed by 6 zeros, it would have been like 2M on your score. We were considering adding picture poker to the Westcraft NPC. Just like you would talk to them, get your stats, and then be like, would you like to play picture poker? And you could play picture poker. And so on and so forth. Just like a whole bunch of small stuff. Would you be interested in streaming old builds? No, because they're very lackluster. It's just less progress. There's nothing really special about it. There's no like early build progress, just really rough stuff. Favorite character? Peppino. Is there a lore document? No. There is no lore document that exists. At least that's one that's official. If there was one thing you would completely revamp from No Promises, the Gauntlet. I was always wanting to change the Gauntlet to be kind of like an exhibition kind of level where you have like a set amount of rooms to get through, and if you beat the room in a certain amount of time and gain a certain amount of points, you would go back to like this little hub area, and you can choose one of 3 upgrades to choose, and then continue to the next room. So it'd be kind of like a miniature version of No Promises. And at the end, whenever you left or eventually died, you would get your remnants. Will the mod ever be finished? I don't know. If the older builds are not interesting, was there no scrapped content? Honestly, there isn't that much scrapped content. A lot of the things ended up making the cut in some way or another, even if it wasn't for the original purpose. We ended up adding it for something else. So pretty much everything you see in the mod has not been scrapped. There's only a couple scrapped things, but honestly, a lot of them were pretty cool. Or pretty much all of them made it the cut. Is there room in the game where we can listen to all these soundtracks? No, there is not. Sorry. There is technically the sound test room, if y'all know about that, but I won't tell y'all where it is. Alright, I'll take maybe a couple more questions and then I gotta go. What was the real reason for not wanting to add noise from Pizza Tower and Exhibition Night Pizzy? You just didn't want to. So the main reasons I didn't want to add the noise moveset was specifically the noise moveset, and this carries over to Pizzel as well. I felt like it would not actually fit that well with how much speed conservation it plays a big part in No Promises. I don't have that much experience with the noise moveset, so I don't feel like I could have accurately recreated it in No Promises and made it feel fun to play. I feel like there was a lot of things that had to be considered in order to make it a balanced moveset. I just feel like if we actually went through with the idea to add the noises moveset, there would have been a lot of issues, and I don't think I could have satisfied everybody. So I just did what was the easiest for me, and just decided not to do it. Let's see here. Do you listen to Metallica? I do not. Why didn't you add yourself as an Easter egg? I did. You just haven't found it yet. I am actually in the game. You just have to find me. Where did the shake joke come from? Okay, so whenever I used to work at Dave's Hot Chicken, I used to work there for a couple months. I was usually in a friend call while I was closing up shop since I closed there pretty often. And some of the playtesters would always join me in the VC just to kind of give me company while I was mopping or whatnot. And occasionally the managers would let me make a shake for myself before I had to go home or before I shut down the shake machine. But because I was closing and we had to shut down the shake machine at the beginning of, when we closed, so like 11 p.m., I would have to make the shake, break down the shake machine, and in order for my shake to not melt, I have to put it in the walk-in freezer. And I would always tell my playtesters or whoever was in the call with me to, hey, don't let me forget my shake. And Jay, one of the playtesters, was like, hey, don't forget your shake. And he would always remind me. He would always be there to remind me. And that's where that inside joke came from. Have you ever considered adding custom upgrade mini trees for each character? No, we deliberately decided not to do that, except for Mario. He's the exception. We did not want to do character-specific upgrades because we felt like anything that was mutually exclusive would be bad practice to design. So we felt like all of our upgrades should be not mutually exclusive and universal as much as possible. What is the purpose of the Luigi PNG that disappears after you talk to it? So, like I said earlier, that was actually supposed to be an NPC that would let you see your stats that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise. So, such as stats such as amount of times you've reset, amount of time spent on this run, yada, other stuff like that. And we actually considered giving him the ability to let you play picture poker against him for a remnants or something. I don't know what would be the benefit for doing it, but it would be a fun Easter egg. Will you ever complete the key hunt? Not a question for me. That would be a question for Westcraft. Why does the NJ mod section of the skill tree only have the letters N and J? Because it's NJ. And there's 13 upgrades, so it's in the shape of NJ, because I thought that'd be cool. Why does Mario get to be the exception? Yeah, because of how different he is. He's honestly, without those upgrades, he would be kind of lackluster. Like 2 fireballs and they move really slow compared to how fast he is, so we had to do something with it. And we figured he would, because Mario's just funny. He's funny, might as well let him be the exception for upgrades. Why are the NJ ability prices so high? Because they're really good. They're really high because they're really good. Should I purchase this Lua? Nope. Can you add Balacho to no promises? I was jokingly considering adding it as well on top of the picture poker, but I don't know where I would have put it. But it would have been really funny if I did go through with that. How do you switch the attacks and side attacks without the menu? You press home and end on your keyboard. Can you add Metallica to no promises? No. Please stop asking me about Metallica. I don't know why you're so obsessed with it. Favorite Joker? Chad. If we're talking about non-cryptid mod, though, I have to go with Blueprint. Does NJA stand for something? Yes. Should I bet it all on red? Yes. Yes, you should bet it all on red, dude. Totally. Do you feel guilty they added grab to skill tree? No. Why would I be guilty about that? Okay, I'll do one more question. Let's see here. And then I gotta go. Last question for the night. When did the development for No Promises begin? Like, I mean, down to the first idea. I can actually tell you. I can tell you when we started the idea. Almost like to the exact time. I actually saved that record. December 11th, 2024 at 9:01 p.m. That's when like we actually started getting serious about the project and not something that was something to be a fun idea. So yeah, December 11th, 2024 at 9:01 p.m. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the questions and everything. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Take care, y'all.